earlier upgrades though, since he's already got the armory. He probably will, since he doesn't have to build it. I think that'll give FanTaSy a nice timing window when he has had that hidden base up and running and at saturation for a long time, and he'll have +1. He can roll it into a stronger, more populous army, and I think that's going to be really bad for really. And FanTaSy's taking his logical third here, just like normal. And you notice he's playing this whole game like he doesn't even have that extra base, and I don't think really even knows about it. I haven't seen an FPV of him recently, but I'm pretty sure he still has not seen it. Yeah, he hadn't seen it there. You can see in the right here in this corner. Oh, he's gonna scout it right now, as FanTaSy is pushing at his third and causing him some trouble. So he's probably not paying to his mini map yet. FanTaSy is okay. Now he sees it, and luckily he's got a dropship full of vultures down there. So they're gonna do bad things to these SCV. I'm surprised FanTaSy doesn't have a tank or two down here, because now these SCVs, yeah, they have to run away. They have no hope of staying alive. I mean, FanTaSy still has gotten a decent amount of mining from this new base, and he has all those extra SUVs he wouldn't have because he made this base. So, and he's sending in his own vultures to mop this up, so it'll be okay eventually. But still getting a lot of damage done from really helping to offset the advantage this bonus base has given FanTaSy. And now that was probably the last time FanTaSy is going to be on the offensive in a while. He's going to have to defend his hidden base now. Luckily, oh, he didn't even take his third. I guess he decided he needed to concentrate more on units. I mean, it makes sense, because, I don't know, you probably would want to exploit his advantage at some point rather than just passively expanding over and over, but it seems like it's been delayed now. Like, he should be able to be taking his third. He's got a lot of factories up. He's got like 7 factories there. It's still only 5 for relay, so we can see the economic difference definitely starting to come into play now. And really, he's making maximum use of this dropship. He's putting his forces all over the place inside of FanTaSy's bases, killing FanTaSy's stuff, being really annoying. Getting lots of SCV kills all over the place with these vultures. FanTaSy, oh man, but then he's flying over a turret. That's not so good. It's not going to kill the dropship, luckily, for relay. And now he's pushing FanTaSy's third. I don't know where FanTaSy's army is, but it's definitely not at his third. He's got a dropship over here, but that's not going to do anything against this massive army of tanks. Whoa! He drops his own tank and almost gets it taken out by a friendly mine. Or maybe it was not a friendly mine. Maybe it was a mine drag. It could have been. There's mines all over the place, and you can't tell whose or whose. And man, ow. SCV's got to charge in against these tanks. They're going to get right up, and one tank dies friendly fire, but then the rest are going to kill. So FanTaSy's going to lose his little hidden base here. And I don't really know that he got that much of a... I don't know. I don't think it was worth it. I don't think he got that much. It can have been worth it. Yeah, he's down 2... He's going to be down 2 expansions momentarily. He does not have map control, and he does not have a large army. I don't really know what FanTaSy spent all his money on, to be honest. I guess that harass was just really effective. FanTaSy's army is tiny, despite the fact that he was mining at an extra base for pretty much most of the game. And I don't know, yeah. I guess most of FanTaSy's army must be in these 2 dropships. They're going to take down really his third for the moment, but that's not doing nearly as much damage as FanTaSy's third, or FanTaSy's hidden base, which is completely gone and has no hope of coming back, pretty much. I think he tried to fly the commands in our way. I don't think really has a Goliath, so it'll probably survive. But still, it isn't mining at that whole time. FanTaSy's trying to micro his tanks back against a pretty large push coming in from Relay. Relay's just gonna... Okay, he's gonna siege up too and take out FanTaSy's siege tanks. And yeah, half of FanTaSy's tanks go down. None of Relay's do. And now FanTaSy's in a pretty bad position. He's gonna have to pull back his dropships, pull back his forward army. He's gotta try to drop in these tanks while they're sieged and take out the army that way. And FanTaSy's kind of taking a hidden third too. Instead of expanding towards the right where he had the SCV earlier, he's expanding towards the top, which kind of makes sense because that's away from where Relay is taking his fourth. And wow, FanTaSy has really shut down the space completely, and he sieges a little bit before Relay does, and he's up on the ridge. He's got, oof, wow, everything dies for FanTaSy. He's only got 2 tanks left, and they're gonna get taken out by the overwhelming forces of Relay. Now FanTaSy's really in trouble. his army is pretty much completely dead. Really's on 4 bases. FanTaSy's on 2 still. And okay, he's got that thing floated over there. And so he'll finally have his 3rd up, and his 4th will be... It's getting delayed here because 1 vulture, because FanTaSy couldn't spare any tanks to defend. So there's a tank line by Really, but Really's got a ton of siege tanks, and he's coming up here. And I think he's really in control of this game. This is really solid play, even though he didn't scout that extra base for so long, and that was a risky play from FanTaSy, and it didn't pan out at all. And yeah, FanTaSy's whole army just gets A-moved into and destroyed, and the rest of these siege tanks are going to go down too. And this is pretty much, yeah, wow, FanTaSy just gets crushed. It's not even close anymore. Really's got like 1 billion tanks, and FanTaSy's got SCVs, and that's it. It's just going to be a massacre. Wow, that was a very impressive game, I have to say. And siege tanks are imba, everybody knows that. So FanTaSy's screwed. He's not mining anywhere anymore. He's got no units, he's got no bases. Half his SCVs are dead. He needs to GG. He's trying to use the high ground advantage and the cover, or the lack of vision up there to kill some tanks. He kills a couple, but it doesn't matter. Really can pretty much A-move at this point and kill FanTaSy. He's got 4 times the mining. Yeah, and FanTaSy, I don't know why he was trying to build that still, considering he hasn't landed either of these. Oh, he's got double command centers. I think he floated well, his natural... Oh, man, he must have built another one there, despite the fact that he floated the hidden base all the way down there. So FanTaSy's going out with... Oh, man, Really is being a little BM. He's building a command center at every open base, almost. That's so cute. And it is exactly true of how far ahead of FanTaSy he is in this game. He is... It doesn't matter what he does. He can probably just build SCVs from here on out and win. FanTaSy, I don't know what FanTaSy thinks he's doing. He has no mining and no units and has no chance whatsoever of winning. Those weird purple graphical glitches there. Oh, he stole FanTaSy's comsat. That's really funny. FanTaSy is trying to be cute with vultures. It doesn't even matter. This game, man, FanTaSy really does not want to lose, and there's nothing he can do. He has to GG. Ouch. So that was pretty much utter domination by Really. That's a really high quality play, and I must say FanTaSy has not been looking good recently. Even after resorting to that sort of economic cheesy strategy, it just did not work at all, and he just got crushed. So props to Really for handling that well, and he gets a W here. So that means we will have a 4th set. Don't watch these out of order. Watch my games out of order, it's your fault. That means we will have a 4th set between Best and Hiva. I can't argue against that, although I really wish it would have been